we are discussing about electric conductivity of liquids. Yesterday we discussed about how the conductivity takes place in liquid, which are good conductors and which are bad conductors we discussed. So, do you know is given in the textbook, you just watch. Why do we use LED in the test instead of bulb? Why don't we use a bulb? Why we are taking LED? What is meant by LED? Light emitting diode. Okay, what is meant by LED? Light emitting diode is called as a LED. LED glows even when a very weak current is passing through the circuit. Bulb means in weak current it will not pass the current, but LED means in the weak current also, in the weak means when the voltage was less also the bulb will glow. So because of that we are using LED. LED glows even when a very weak current is passing through the circuit. Thus it helps in testing flow of electricity in conductors when meager current is passing through the circuit. Since LED glows even with a very little current passing through them, they are used as indicators in electric appliances like mobile phones. Where these LEDs will be there? In mobile phones, then televisions, transformers, etc. to indicate whether the device is working or not. Where we are using these LED lights? Once again, in mobile phones, televisions, transformers, and to indicate whether the device is working or not. There are two wires called LEDs attached to an LED. One LED is a slightly longer one and the other one is a very shorter one. While connecting to the LED to the circuit, the longer lead is always connected to positive terminal of the battery and the short lead is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So the first long one is acts as a positive terminal and the short one will act as a negative terminal. Next one is when do liquids conduct electricity? In the last activity we observed that distilled water does not conduct electricity. Why the distilled water does not conduct electricity? Why? Because it is pure and no salts and minerals are present in that one. Because of that we are telling distilled water does not conduct electricity and it is a bad conductor of or a poor conductor of electricity. Here activity 3 was given. Electric conductivity of electrolyte. Take some amount of distilled water in 3 different containers. Okay. What we have to do? We have to take the distilled water in 3 different containers. Okay, this is the 3 different ones. And what he is telling, dissolve some quantity of common salt in the first one. Here we are adding common salt, that is sodium chloride, NaCl, called common salt. Okay, the next, dissolve copper sulphide, means CuSO4, copper sulphide. Okay, copper sulphate. Next, in the third test tube, citric acid, that is lemon juice. So what we have to do in the first test tube, in the 3 big containers we are having distilled water. To one container we are adding sodium chloride. To other container we are adding copper sulphide. To other container we are adding the citric acid. Now what he is asking us to test is use the testers. Okay, like LED bulbs. The circuit what we prepared yesterday, what we prepared, the same circuit you have to note your observations. Wash and wipe the pins of the tester, dry after testing each liquid. Now the same equipment what we used yesterday, that only. Distilled water, does the bulb glow or not? In distilled water, no. Is it a good conductor of electricity or not? It is a bad conductor of electricity. Now pour this sodium chloride, that is common salt, in the same circuit. Will the bulb glow? Means yes, the bulb will glow and this is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, then copper sulphide, this is also, yes, this is also a good conductor of electricity. Next, lemon juice, yes, the bulb will glow, this is also a good conductor of electricity. So only in the distilled water it will not, but the distilled water is mixed with salt, copper sulfide and lemon juice, we can see that the bulb will glow and they are good conductors of electricity. From the above observations, what can be inferred? Distilled water does not allow the electric current to pass. Water in its pure form is a bad conductor of electricity. But when water contains salts or acids, when water is mixed with some salts or acids, what will happen? It allows passes of electric current and turns in a good conductor of electricity. The water that we get from sources such as taps, hand pumps, wells and ponds is not pure like distilled water. Okay, it contains some salts and minerals. From where we are getting? Taps, hand pumps, wells and ponds, they are not like distilled water. They contain salts and minerals. Some of these minerals are useful for our health. This water is called the good conductor of electricity. On the other hand, distilled water is free of salts, minerals, acids, etc. and is a poor conductor of electricity. Water with salt is a good conductor of electricity, and the current flowing through household electrical appliances is very high. Therefore, we should never touch the electrical appliances with the wet hands. Like water in the above activity, most liquids that conduct electricity are of solutions of acids. All the acids also will have electricity, the power. They will absorb the electric current. The flow of electricity takes place to them. Now, chemical effect of electric current. For this, what you have to do? If solution of different salts and acids conduct electricity, what do vegetables and fruits do? It means through vegetables and through fruits also will the electricity pass through them. Why? Because we know that fruits and vegetables also water content will be present. So through that also the electricity will pass or not, we have to test that one. Testing the effect of electric current on potato. Take a potato, cut it into half and take one half of it. Okay, construct tester with LED bulb. Insert the two copper wires of the tester into the potato, leaving some distance between them. They two should not touch each other. You can see in the figure how it is given. This is a potato. The wires are connected. These wire pins are kept here. This is the dry cell and this is a LED bulb. Got the point? Then what we can observe is that does the LED bulb glow? In this situation, we can see that the LED bulb will glow. Leave the inserted wire for 20 to 30 minutes. You leave like that. Okay. What do you observe on the surface of the potato? The potato turns to greenish blue. A greenish blue spot is seen on the potato around the wire connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Where positive terminal is there you can see the potato turns to greenish blue in color, means a chemical reaction took place between this potato and the wires given there, but no such spot is seen around the other wire connected to the negative terminal. This greenish spot is due to chemical change in the potato. What could be the causes behind this? Now see here, you can see here that what is the question he is asking? Does the LED glow? We answered these questions now. What could be the cause behind this change? Means there is a chemical reaction already I told for you. Will other vegetables also show such an effect? Means we can say that vegetables like carrot, beetroot, cucumber, radish, sweet potato show the chemical changes, thereby the LED will glow. Why? Because they also contain the water. What are the other vegetables where the bulb glows? It is carrot, beetroot, cucumber, radish, sweet potato, etc. These all also a chemical reaction takes place between them, and you can see that they will be converted, they will produce this one. Here some question is given there. If a battery is packed in a box and if only two wires from two terminals are given out, Okay, the battery was packed and two terminals. How can we decide the one is positive and the other one is negative terminal of the battery? Listen the question carefully. If a battery is packed in a box and if only two wires from two terminals are given out, how can we decide the positive and negative terminal of the battery? For this, the answer is in your think and discuss this question was there. Insert the wires into a potato. So how can we understand that one is positive and one is negative means when a greenish spot on one end of the one end, insert the wires into a potato, a greenish spot on one end of the wire, that wire behaves like a positive and the other acts as a negative terminal. So where you can see bluish green color, that we will say it as a positive terminal, and where we are not getting any color, that we will say it as a negative terminal. Next one is electrolytic cell. Coming to electrolytic cell, here in all the above activities, the batteries we have used is made up of dry cell. In lower classes you have studied about dry cell. Okay, then can you produce electric current in another way? Do you know how was the first cell made? For that, here comes the story. Who invented the first cell? How they invented? People in Europe began experimenting with electricity around 400 years ago. Not 1 year, 2 years. 400 years ago only the Europeans started working on this electricity. They generated electricity in different ways and conducted various experiments. They did number of experiments. However, they faced one major problem which prevented them from understanding electricity in depth. So they did number of experiments and they failed. After doing a number of experiments also, they cannot find the main point where they are getting the problem. Okay, then they did not have a stable and permanent source of electricity. This may sound like a minor problem today, but it took scientists nearly 200 years to find a solution. Did you understand? For us everything, after they discovered, for us everything is easy, but at that time they have to discover means in 400 years, 200 years was wasted for them to find the solution for that problem. Okay, that solution came in the year 1780. In which year? 1780. Now we are in 2021. Okay, and it came almost by chance. A biologist named Luigi Galvani from Bolgan, Italy. He was from Italy. Once saw a frog's leg hung from a copper hook, twitching violently when it touched another metal. What happened? You understood? One copper wire was connected to the leg of the frog. When one more metal wire was connected to the leg of another, another leg is enough for one leg copper wire, another metal wire to another leg, he found that the dead frog was moving. Is it possible? The frog was dead. Then when he kept a metal wire, he is telling that the frog came into alive. Is it possible that one? It seemed as if the frog legs had suddenly come into life. Galvani did many more experiments with the legs of dead frogs. He took all the dead frogs and started doing research on that one. He finally came to conclusion that frogs' legs twitched every time electricity flowed through them. So he told that because of electricity, the dead frogs are moving hastily. Galvani thought he had discovered living or biological electricity. He presented his theory to the world, saying that all living beings contained electricity, and it was this electricity that was their main source of life. Galvani's experiments took the whole of Europe by storm. What is that? How the electricity is coming from the frog's leg? So all are having that doubt. Many scientists started doing research on this one. So finally what happened? I'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.